Hello, this is a shout out to anyone if you consider yourself to be an ardent follower of Tomi Talks TV. So you've been following me for a while now. You've become like family to me. You're the ones that keep me going with your comments, with your, your likes, with your encouragement, with your emails and all of that. Now I have the opportunity to present my very first masterclass, which is my Lagos Marriage Masterclass in Nigeria on November the 3rd. If you haven't registered yet, please go ahead and register. The website is www.marriagemasterclass.org. Now, when you register, you will have the opportunity before the event to be added to a closed Facebook group, so that I have the opportunity to share with you intimately things that I don't, share with people generally. And also after the event, I will continue to share with you things that will help you to build the kind of relationship or marriage that you believe that God has designed for you to have. Also, I should mention that when you register, when you get to the event, you will get one or two, depending on what package you register for, of my books, a signed copy or two signed copies of my books. So if you register for the single session, you will get a signed copy of Get Real, The Myths and Realities of Finding and Keeping Love, which is 276 pages, packed with information that will help you build your relationships. And if you register for the married couples session, then you will get the opportunity to receive a copy of my soon to be released book, One, How to Launch a Love Affair with Your Spouse. So it is an event that you really ought to be at. You don't want to miss it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you. So go ahead and register now. The early bird discounts will not last forever. So it's www.marriagemasterclass.org. See you there. Hello and welcome to Tomi Talks TV, the place to be to build great love relationships. I'd like to start by saying a very big thank you for all your likes and your shares and your comments on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. I really, really appreciate you because you're helping us spread the message further, faster. So thank you very much indeed. Now today I'm going to be taking one of your questions, and it goes like this. My fiance insists that I stay with his mom after marriage because he is the only child and his dad is not with his mom. But I said no. He said that if I can't stay with his mom, that I should move on with my life. What should I do? Now, this proposed arrangement that your fiance wants to make, which is for you to move in with his mom after marriage, sets all sorts of alarm bells ringing in my mind, because it clearly demonstrates to me that he doesn't understand the principles on which marriage was designed to rest. So when you look in the scriptures where marriage was initially instituted by God, in Genesis chapter 2, it says, verse 24, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." So this scripture basically talks about two fundamental principles on which marriage was designed to rest: the principle of privacy and the principle of priority. When it comes to the principle of privacy, it simply says, or it simply means that when you get married as a couple, marriage is designed to work best when you as a couple have the opportunity to explore that marriage, explore your relationship in privacy, to develop your intimacy without outward or outside interference, without other people looking into what you're doing. And that is how you actually become one in a relationship. And that's why God specifically says that when you're planning to get married, you need to take some time and move away from the other relationships that were really, really close, so that you can develop intimacy together. So that's the principle of privacy. Then talking about the principle of priority, what it simply means is that in marriage, marriage was designed such that your spouse should always come first in your life after God. So once you're married to someone, your husband or your wife ought to come first in your life. Before you get married, your parents were probably your key priority. But after you get married, your set of priority changes, because that's how God designed it to be. So the bond of covenant that is instituted when you get married to your spouse is supposed to replace every other bond that you had, or is supposed to displace it, so to speak. So essentially, there's that issue of privacy and the issue of priority. Now, if you are not able to develop your marriage in an atmosphere of privacy, what usually happens is that when you have outside interference, family members can be notoriously loyal to their brother or their sister or their daughter or their son, as the case may be. And so because of that, they may not be, looking at things from a completely balanced perspective if there is a disagreement. So that's why you find, for instance, if you invite them into your disagreements, they will probably back the person person who is their family member, whether that person is right or wrong. And that sets imbalance in a marriage, or, so that's the reason why God has designed it for us to move away and be private when it comes to, living the married life. Now, I should say that there are times when it might be appropriate for, a family member to live with you. Maybe, an elderly parent who at that particular point in time needs, some care, or, and maybe there's no other way to provide it for a limited period of time. There is an opportunity for that. But to start off marriage, moving in with your mother-in-law is completely against what the scripture prescribes. So what I'm simply saying is this: for him to say that it's either you live with her or you move on clearly tells me that she is his first priority. And it also tells me that the agenda of your marriage is going to be set by your mother-in-law. You see, and that's a kind of control that is inappropriate and is not prescribed in scripture. Because when it comes, to your marriage, the locus of control should be within the marriage, between the couple, making decisions together, rather than other people having, such a strong say in, how they run the marriage. So what I'm saying is this: for your peace of mind and for the sake of your future, I would strongly suggest that you move on with your life and find a man who actually understands how marriage is designed to work. Well, I hope this has helped you. If this has helped you, then please leave me a message on Facebook or Twitter. And if you've got a question you would like me to answer, then head on over to tommytalks.com/ask and I'll answer your question next time. See you next time. Bye-bye.